Hey everybody. So this week I wanted to do something a little bit different. This is a resource list. A resource list is basically your first aid kit of how to move through things differently. So when you're panicking and you're having anxiety, you're feeling restless, all these things, when you feel outside of your body, it's really hard to know the next step, especially if you're making a big decision or something feels like a big decision. It's so hard to get back into your body to just ground and then from there take the next steps. So making a resource list is a pre-active measure for those times. A resource list is basically a list of everything that helps you feel calm, helps you feel centered, and helps you feel balanced. So I'm going to give you guys a list of series of questions to ask yourselves. And just by you writing out the list, you might even notice you feel calm as it starts being written out, that it changes your nervous system even thinking about those things, which is really cool. So without even doing those actions or taking those steps, your body already starts regulating itself. It's really cool to have a resource list. And also it's really good to have it before you actually have the anxiety and like place it somewhere. So this way, I don't feel good, something feels off, I have to make a decision, taxes are due in 30 minutes. What can I do for myself to help myself just kind of come into my body? So the first question I want you guys to have, and take out your notebook and pen, is who are your childhood heroes? Who are your childhood heroes and what did you admire about them? Okay, take a second to just write that out. Because this is a YouTube video, I'm going to go through the questions and you have the power to pause. The second question is, list for me all of your favorite foods. Healthy, not healthy, comfort foods, fun foods, nostalgic foods, foods that are easy to get, foods that aren't easy to get. Third question is, who are your relationships? What are your relationships that you can rely on? Different relationships you can rely on for different things, but just writing out your relationships, the people in your life that you feel are reliable. Could be somebody you're not close to. Could be a neighbor that you just know, will always babysit your kids if you need, if an emergency comes up. Or it could be somebody you never met. Could be a YouTube channel star. You just feel calm when you listen to them. Okay, third question. Favorite clothing? Is there a blanket that you like to wrap yourself around, or a scarf? Is there a set of pants that you love? Is there your grandma's nightgown that you wear sometimes, a robe that you've had since you were little? Just write out your favorite clothing, a dress that makes you feel amazing no matter what. And you'll see as you're writing this out, you'll already see you have multiple things that make you feel calm. And depending on in the future what you're having anxiety about, again, if it's time sensitive, it might be you don't have time to make yourself the pad thai, but it could be that like you need to put on that robe that you had since you were in high school. Okay, you just get more ideas of what you can do for yourself in each moment. And in those moments, when you have this list written out, you can see exactly what it is that would hit the spot. Next question is, what are your favorite smells? Your nose is the closest sense that gets to the brain, as in it goes there the fastest. It has the most nostalgic attributes to it. So it literally is the thing that brings you back to the past. If you grew up with grandparents that smelled like cotton and you just have that cotton candle there, it literally brings you back to your grandparents' house. If you have a sweater that still smells like your partner, or a pillowcase that smells like them, and you just take a whiff of them for a moment. This is where you're starting to see that like you are not meant to be alone, and we're meant to use each other and lean on one another. These smells are that of fruit, of vegetables, of food. Smells are part of that. It's part of the experience. Next question, any memories or sensories that haven't been mentioned yet? So like walking on the beach, sound of your fridge opening, whatever it is, a memory just like 8th grade graduation was so fun. Okay, any memory or any sensory that you love, it's good for you. And go ahead and look around the room or wherever you are. And if you're traveling, it might not be the best spot, but just feel into, is there any object that holds a certain level of nostalgia for you? Do you have a mug that's moved with you all over the world? Do you have a certain rock that you got on a hike, or a seashell that you got on a walk with the beach with a friend? Any physical thing, a picture frame. Your phone has pictures on it. Your pictures are physical things. Okay, any small thing that when you see it, when you touch it, when you look at it, it helps you feel calm. Okay, and try to have that on hand as well. So if you're thinking of, a crystal or a rock, or, a teddy bear that you bought at a fair, like anything like that, see what happens when you just touch it. Look at it, notice it, and write in your notebook, describe it. And this is so great also when you're having panic or anxiety or even depression. It takes you out of the emotional mind and puts you into the tangible, sensational mind. The mind that has no emotions, the mind that sees just what is. And when you see what just is, then you're able to move from there. So describing that. Is it smooth? Is it coarse? What's the sensations? What colors is it? Does it have grooves? Is it small? Is it big? Is it heavy? Is it light? Is it tough? Is it soft? Is it furry? Is it scaly? Whatever, just as many adjectives as you can, just feeling into it. Okay, and the last question is, what were the things that you survived through? What were the challenges that you've made it through? And what were the attributes that either you had that got you through them, or that you developed, and those were the things that you developed to get you through them? Time is also a totally wonderful answer in this. And notice when you write out the things that you've gone through already, and the attributes that you needed to develop or you had in order to get you through them, are they the same things that you admired as your childhood hero? 9 times out of 10, it's a yes. So notice that when you were a little kid, maybe some of the issues were already going on, but maybe some of them weren't yet. When you were a child, your soul was attracted to what it needed to have for it to move through the things that you've moved through later in life, which meant as a child, you already picked up, your soul already gave you enough messaging to foreshadow to you what was to come, for you to develop those, for you to admire that. So just showing you again, like all of the world around you, you're not alone. You have all of these resources around you that you can lean into at any moment. And your soul, your spiritual story is ahead of the game. It already knows what's going to happen. So it's already been developing you. It's already been preparing you. It's already been helping you along the way, supporting you along the way. You were never in a situation, no matter how traumatic it was, your soul always gave you the attributes you needed to move through it, even if that was time. Your spirit was always supporting you, was always trying to collect people, places, thoughts, ideas, communities, connections, conversations, in order for you to have those things, those attributes to move through. So the fact that you already, when you look at the past and you see you did make it through those things, and even before those things happened, your child self was already looking out for them, was already admiring them, was already starting to develop those attributes inside of you to get you through. How much more so in the future, as your anxiety and panic is happening, that there's already something in the future grounding you, knowing that you made it through it already. Okay? If you take a moment just to send your younger self assurance, it's worked out, or even if it didn't work out, I'm okay. I made it through. I have pain, but I also have wisdom. And you just send that to that younger version of yourself. There is probably a version of you in the future right now that's sending you that same energy, maybe with a different attribute, maybe with a different solution, a different story ending, but sending you that overall message of you made it through. You came out alive, or you came out okay, or you learned what you needed to learn. So you are never alone. Both the world around you is always supporting you in the spiritual and the tangible way, and you are always supporting you through this lifelong connection that you have with your soul. So this is your resource list. I hope this was helpful, and just put it somewhere that you have it. If, let's say, like, you know that you get anxiety before work meetings and your work meetings are on the computer, put it there. If your work meetings are in the office, like, have it on the background of your phone. Take your little stone with you, take your crystal, take the thing, that little picture of your dog, take your resources. That's what they're there for. Lean into them. They're here for you. So I hope that was helpful, and I will see you all next week.